fucking unbelievable. Anyway, texting. Welcome back, Amera, to a Marijuana Monday. That is the redoubtable one.
But you know I appreciate you coaching the kids.
I know you do.
I hope you know that.
I do. The redoubtable one, Tom Izzo, the high question one, Arjun Miliacha. Welcome back to IDD for those of you in the know. I don't disagree. Segment 1, championship weekend. We have a Super Bowl pairing that no one outside of the Midwest and the upper Northern California area wanted. Because who do you root for here? Like
Kansas City.
No, I'll never root for them.
But San Fran.
I'm saying I don't like either one of them.
the biggest bandwagon this side of
No, Dallas is the big.
Warriors.
Dallas is by far the big. The Cowboys are America's bandwagon. They're not America's team. They're America's bandwagon now. And they're the biggest bandwagon.
But here's the difference between what I will say about Dallas. I feel like Dallas has been America's bandwagon since like the beginning of time.
And they still are.
I know. But like, do you know how many Niners fans there are just from those few years in the 90s when they were good?
It was the 80s.
Was it the 8? I
They
thought
won
it was like
4.
the early 90s.
No, they won 4 in the 80s and 1 in the 90s. Steve
Only
Young
won in the
only won
90s.
because Dallas won 3.
So
Denver
I
won
must
2.
be remembering 2 of Steve Young won 2, right?
He was Montana's backup on the 4th one.
Oh, so he didn't win 2 himself.
No, he was Montana's backup in '89. That was the last one they won together.
And then he only won 1.
And he won 1 by himself. And a league MVP.
Okay,
Actually,
so
he won 2 league MVPs.
I stand corrected.
Yeah.
It was the late 80s that turned
Well, they repeated.
people who've never even been.
They repeated in 88, 89.
Right.
The Niners did. That's why.
But see, I was pretty young then, so I wasn't watching that much.
Yeah, if you look at that from 88 to 94, they won 3 Super Bowls in 7 years. That was the second part of the dynasty.
But I can tell you this. I think I've only known one 49ers fan in all my life that's actually from
the Bay Area.
the Bay Area.
Yeah. No, I believe that, yeah. So anyway.
I mean, Dallas is similar to that, but people
mean,
from Texas are starting to spread out.
I don't see Niners fans up where I am.
Never.
I see Cowboys fans.
Yeah, that's true.
I mean, it's fucking. It makes.
Oh,
me
you
sick.
don't see any Niners fans in the North? Well, because
I've met one up there.
Most of those bandwagoners are Cowboy bandwagoners.
They're all. I'm telling you.
Now the Niners bandwagoners are this area.
It's them.
DMV.
It's them, and if there's New Yorkers there, there's Giant fans because they're from New York. That's fine. I get that. But it's mostly Patriots. Then there's some Dolphins fans. That drives me crazy. None of them are from Florida. None of them are fucking Florida.
So they're like, what are they, Marino fans?
No, before that. No, these are the Zonka, the undefeated season, all that shit.
Oh, fucking Lou.
Yeah, those dudes. Larry Zonka and
Was it Lou? No, not Lou Holtz. What the fuck's his name?
It was fucking Don Shula.
Don Shula.
Lou Holtz. Anyway, segment 1. Yep, he derails with the best of them, ladies and gentlemen.
Sorry.
We're trying to recap a fucking championship weekend. We're talking about the San Fran. What was in it? But and I wanted to ask your opinion. Look, look at these games were close. They came down to the fourth quarter. Look, I don't know where you fell on the spectrum of this, but they weren't boring. They were frustrating, but I don't think they were boring. What I can't wrap my head around is how right my father was. And I knew that long ago, but this weekend was 2 coaching staffs that literally rammed their heads directly up their ass. One did it before the game started, and one did it at halftime of a game they were up 17 points. So I don't understand. See, the rule of thumb is this, and he knows this.
You said you were going to ask my opinion on it.
I am, but
now you just
no. Hold on. Well, you derailed me, so now I'm going to derail you for a minute.
You derailed yourself. You didn't derail me.
You're doing it again. Listen.
You said I wanted to ask your opinion on this.
I do, and hold on. I'm getting to that. By the way, don't lose. I'm getting that. The rule of thumb is this, though: if something is working, I don't care what the sport is, you do it until your opponent stops it. You make them stop because there are opponents that maybe can't stop it. Sometimes it doesn't matter what you're doing. It's how you do it. If your players are better, they can't stop it anyway. So if it's not broke, don't fix it. Okay? My question to you is this. What did you think about now, knowing what you now know, if you didn't before, about the advantages that Baltimore and Detroit had on their opponents? What were your thoughts on why? Why did they take this approach?
What were my thoughts on why?
Why do you think they did this? Why would Baltimore, who can run the ball on anyone in this league seemingly, and Buffalo just did it to the tune of 185 yards a week before? Why? And they're a better rushing team than Buffalo. Why would they overthink this?
So, my gut reaction is, remember last week on this show we talked about the fact that the way Baltimore is stacked right now on offense, they should literally just spread them out, and there's no way they could ever guard them. I think maybe
they never did that though.
Then what did they do?
They threw the ball on 82% of the snaps, but they never put those 5 in there. They didn't just say, "Here, match up with us." They never.
So what was it, like 3 wide receiver sets?
2 tight end sets, 3 wide receivers, 2 tight ends, 2 receivers, and a running back. Most of the time, most of the packages.
I mean, that's still pretty much. I mean, that's 4 receivers. That's pretty good.
Well,
I don't know. Like, so I have to admit, for some reason, I just wasn't into the games this weekend, and I started watching them. I just got a PS5, so that's been pulling my attention a bit. But I didn't watch the games like that. We watched the first half at our daughter's soccer game.
Yeah.
The Baltimore-Kansas City game.
Yeah.
And I mean, I saw it all, but I don't know why the fuck they would do that.
It doesn't make any sense.
I mean, what were they averaging? 4 yards a carry in the game? They went 16 for.
They were 16 for 81 is what they ended up at.
So which
is
that?
4
That's
yards. It's over 4 yards a carry. Because
So
they were 20 for 81 is 4 yards a carry. 20 for 80 is. They were over that.
It's strange because
Go ahead.
it's almost as if they acted as like they were down by 3 scores.
And this is what I don't understand. Kansas City didn't even break 20 points. Like, what the fuck?
Didn't score in the second
half. They didn't
half.
score in the second half. What the fuck are you doing? Like, I don't understand the thought process. By the way, Baltimore has playoff experience. Well, like this was their first playoff game.
True.
So if you're down 10 and you're playing like shit as a coach, you're like, hey, we're in this. Thank God.
Yeah.
Let's go back to what we do. And let's see if they can stop it. Because, you know, it's 17-7 at the half. You don't panic. And you're at home, you don't panic with that score. You don't.
No,
but it seems like they did.
The half, I didn't feel like Baltimore was out of it.
Not at all.
At all.
I'm like, well, they can't play any worse, and they're only down 10. I'm like, all right, let's see what they do in the second half. That's what I was thinking. But that didn't happen.
Yeah.
And, you know, they're giving, you know, thank God for Marcus Spears, because they were saying this morning. Well, you know, Spagnuolo came up with this great game plan. No, he didn't. He played a base nickel. And 6 different packages in terms of whether it was a cornerback and safeties or safeties and cornerbacks, but there was 1 fucking linebacker out there and 6 defensive backs. And Marcus,
typically you would run on a D like that.
Marcus Spears, I guess, was watching the game with Mina Kimes in the studio, and they kept going, why are they not running the ball on this base nickel? Which is a valid question. I
thought you said Marcus Spears
screaming
said Spags had a great game.
No. The other analyst was saying that Marcus Spears is the one going, no, he didn't. He ran a base nickel. He's like, this idiot, this team that averages 32 attempts and 156 yards a game. Basically,
so why do you think they ran the base nickel?
Because
obviously, I mean, it worked, but why do you
what they did was they wanted to, I think they were...
They didn't want him throwing the ball. They preferred him running.
Well, because if he's running the ball, I think what Kansas City wanted to do, because when you run the ball, you know what you do, you shorten the game. Mm-hmm. And I think Kansas City wanted them to shorten the game, and
so they weren't getting
less possession because they were afraid of their ability to strike quick. Because Baltimore now has that ability. And Casey's like, no, we're staying in the nickel and make them run between the tackles and grind it out and make them grind it out, because that plays into Kansas City's hands, because Kansas City can't beat them in a shootout.
Yeah.
So that's what, and again, I get that strategy, but Baltimore, the thing is, KC goes up 10 early, and Baltimore thinks the floodgates are opening, and they panic. But the defense for Baltimore settled in, and KC never did anything again.
Yeah.
Until he made that last throw that ended it.
Right.
Until that throw, they did nothing the entire second half.
Yeah.
So they didn't, and they went into panic mode, and I don't get why. So, you know, and then, you know.
Go ahead.
And then there's the turnovers. We sat here last week and said the only way this game is close is if they turn the ball over. Well, guess what happened? 2 of them right in the end zone. And the interception that Lamar threw,
that was
good God. What the fuck? That was one of those, what is he looking at? There is no angle.
Looking back, if he throws the ball, if he leads the guy towards the corner,
maybe
likely had a chance.
Maybe
he had a chance.
Yeah, he threw
it wouldn't have been picked.
Well, he wouldn't have caught it though.
Yeah.
Either.
Well, no, but he was behind those guys.
Well,
he tried to stop, and they all ran into him and took him out.
Yeah.
It was a terrible throw. They potentially could have called pass interference because those guys wiped him out.
Yeah.
He was trying to stop and come back to the ball.
Yeah.
And as he did that, they wiped him out. I think if Lamar leads him towards the corner, it could be a touchdown. It was a terrible throw. Terrible. But worse than that was when they're on the drive, I believe it was late fourth quarter, when Zay Flowers, who has been amazing
Had a very
all
good rookie year. He did.
And I really love him, but damn, he looked like a rookie in that game.
He picked a bad time
To be a rookie. Like, that is such a rookie mistake.
Yeah, he made two very bad.
I typically hate taunting calls. I think they're horse shit. However, he pushed the guy down and spun the ball right behind his back. Yeah. If there was ever a taunting penalty to be called,
that was it.
It was that fucking one.
Yeah, because once you put your hands on somebody,
then you spin the ball basically on them.
Yeah, that was like a no-brainer. It was a no-brainer.
Like for me, when a guy like lays somebody out and stands up, like I don't think that should be taunting. He's pumped up, you know what I'm saying? And I'm sure Zay Flowers was pumped too. But god damn, that hurt them.
If he just made like the first down sign.
Right, exactly. That's all he had to do. First down sign, right in the guy's face.
That's it.
I respect
move
that.
On, yeah.
But and then they overcome that.
Yeah.
So they overcome that giant potential momentum swing. They overcome it. And then he catches a pass, has a nice run to the end zone, and just go down. Just like, who was it that did it last week?
It was the receiver for the Chiefs.
The guy who, it was Mecole Hardman. The reach out for the goal line with the ball in traffic.
Yep.
It's the risk reward. It's not there. You had a first down on the 1 yard line.
Yeah, I don't for the life of me understand why he felt compelled. And again, the Chiefs won last week because it was first down.
Right.
It's like
you made a first down on the way there.
And we talked about this in the car on the way back from practice. The only acceptable scenario is if it's the end of the game and you need to stretch to get the touchdown.
You're going for it on fourth and
fourth and whatever. Right. You have to score.
I gotta get over.
Yeah, that's the only acceptable scenarios. Two of them. Okay, that was not the case in either one. And again, it was not understanding the situation. If we go down, it's first and goal on the 1. Baltimore's the best rushing team in football.
Yeah.
It's first and goal on the 1. Oh, by the way, your quarterback's Lamar Jackson.
Yeah.
Like, why the fuck would you don't gotta do anything else? Yeah. And we said all they have to do is play a clean game. 3 fucking turnovers. 8 fucking penalties for over 100 yards of penalty. Yeah. I mean, they literally put this on a platter and said, here you go, Kansas City.
Yeah.
You know, Ryan Clark saying, well, they played like they felt like they didn't belong. Right. They felt like they didn't belong. I don't buy that one for a second.
Like he's saying they played insecure, basically?
Yeah. I think in the case of Lamar Jackson, he was trying to prove he could win as a pocket passer. That I believe. But not that they couldn't win. They didn't act like they couldn't win. They acted like Casey should have bowed down to him. And to KC's credit, they didn't.
No. And why would? I mean, they're fucking battle-tested.
KC's the defending world champion, not the Baltimore Ravens. If anybody should be bowing to kiss the ring, Baltimore, you ain't got a ring.
Right.
This group ain't got a fucking ring. So why are you acting like you're KC?
Yeah.
KC's got 2 Super Bowls. They're going for a third in 5 years. You ain't them. Okay? So, I mean, I don't get the attitude. I don't get the utter... And Harbaugh is considered one of the best coaches in this league. He got out-coached. He flat out got out-coached. This looked like... This was amateur hour.
Yeah.
I mean, look, Andy Reid's a good coach, too, but it looked like Harbaugh had never coached a big game in his life. By the way his team played and the game plan they came up with, 16 carries on that defense, I don't get it.
The crazy part is, though, remember first quarter, so we get to our daughter's soccer game. We missed Kansas City's first score. It happened, bang. Mm-hmm. And although it was like 8 minutes of the quarter.
It wasn't a quick score. It was an 8-minute drive.
But I mean, but it happened like in 8 minutes real time because from the time we left to go to this place and got there,
they hadn't kicked off yet.
Scored.
They hadn't kicked off.
Yeah. We get to the soccer field.
There's 8 minutes left, and it's 7-0.
And it's 7-0. And, okay, but then that first drive, Harbaugh did coach well. Because remember... They had a 4th and 1, like on their own 30.
And they went for it.
Harbaugh went for it. They didn't run it.
Yeah. Well, they did run it. It was Lamar.
No, Lamar.
It was Lamar off tackle,
Yeah, he just waited for a hole to open and took off.
And everybody got a hat in the hat. It was actually probably the best play they ran all night.
And we were like, damn, they needed that conversion. They got it. And didn't they go...
They went down and scored.
He
threw the touchdown pass where he broke contain. The guy,
that's right.
Hell of a play by Lamar.
He didn't say Flowers.
No, and he hits him for the touchdown. Okay, they're going to be all right. And then after that, it was like, they just went back in the time.
It was real weird.
But again, KC was only up 17-7.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't understand.
But that 10 points felt like a lot.
I'm telling you, it was a classic.
Yeah.
Like there was a lot of people on that sideline pooping themselves. For
seems
Baltimore, they were pooping themselves. They panicked. They fucking panicked.
Yeah, they did.
And
I think you can say that.
There was no reason to panic. If it was, look, I mean,
Harbaugh's won a Super Bowl. How did he let that happen?
I don't know. That's what it
Or
doesn't
maybe
make
that's not what happened. Like maybe it's something else. Maybe
they played that second half like eggshells. Like they were walking on eggshells, and I don't know why. And again, the thing about a running game is not only does it travel, but it sets a tone. Like, we're going to beat you the fuck up. They didn't look like they wanted to fight. They didn't look like they wanted, you know what, one of us is going to be left standing when this is over. They didn't walk into it like that. You know who did? All the former fucking Ravens who came out. Ed Reed came out. Ray Lewis came out. Terrell Suggs came out. They looked like they were ready to rumble because that's who they were. Okay? These guys aren't them.
So you think they felt the pressure?
Yep. They pooped themselves. Poop-a-doop-doop-doop-doop. Poop-a-doop-doop-doop.
I mean, I think that's a very valid.
That's the only explanation for doing when you overthink it because you're pooping yourself. You know why? Because it's Patrick Mahomes and Travis Kelce and Andy Reid, and you're overthinking it. When all you had to do was just play your game, because they couldn't stop your game, and you didn't. They didn't have to because you let them off the hook. Dude, now you're watching again.
Dude, I think.
And by the way, how bad a loss is this for Lamar?
It's bad.
How bad a loss is this?
I hate it because
this is awful.
Because people love to discredit Lamar.
Well, this is why.
And I hate that he did this in this moment because
he proved them right.
It's fuel to the fire.
All he did was vindicate them.
But what the fuck, Lamar? He's better than that.
Apparently, he's not.
He was better than that all year.
This is the second time they've been the 1 seed and not got to the Super Bowl. They were 1 seed the year he won the MVP.
Maybe they should try getting in as a wild card.
Maybe they should stop acting like the regular season matters in the postseason. It doesn't. It's 0-0. How many freaking people through history have said this? Playoffs are a new ball game. Everybody's 0-0.
Yeah, but so what are you saying? You thought?
I'm saying they had something to prove. And they didn't play like they had something to prove. They played like that KC should have bowed down to them because they had won the number 1 seed. KC didn't give a fuck where they played. Yeah. KC went in there looking for a street fight, and they didn't get it. Okay? Because the only team that ever gave it to them was the Patriots, and that team's gone. So you guys are honestly, Baltimore just looked like front runners.
Yeah, they did.
They looked like front runners.
They looked like Dallas.
As soon as somebody hit them in the mouth,
like Dallas.
As soon as somebody hit them in the mouth, that's it. Bully ball. Nope, hit the bully in the mouth.
It's too bad.
So they're watching, which brings us to the NFC, the other bully on the block, San Francisco. Actually, San Fran had to fight back, which they were down. First team in the NFC, or actually conference championship history, to be down 17 half and come back and win. First team to do that. Yep, first team to do that. So
well, it took some bad coaching.
Bo, this is the other thing. This happened on 2 fronts. Now, I want your opinion on what happened with Detroit because let me set the stage. Detroit, as you know, was up 24-7. In the first half alone, they ran for $147.
Ran all
and
over
had 300 yards of offense. So,
dude, Jahmyr Gibbs, they had no answer.
None.
He would run right to the sideline.
He was making them. Dare I say it? He looked like Barry Sanders out there. He was making guys look foolish.
He would just run to a fucking point.
That move in the middle where he juked the safety, he went right and the guy jumped and he went left, just beat him to the pylon.
Yes,
that was Barry Sanders shit. I was awesome. he was toying with them.
And then David Montgomery would just be fucking.
He was a bull in a china shop.
Lowering the boom on those motherfuckers.
They were beating them up.
They were.
And then
beating their ass.
And now this is just as perplexing as Baltimore. They are running the ball, and for some reason they stop. They're 147 yards rushing in the first half, and that's a good total for a game.
How many attempts did they have in the second half?
8 for 34.
Yikes!
And you're up 17. Everybody wants to bash this guy for going for it on 4th down, and I get that. But to me, the real question is, why'd you stop running the football?
Well, they decided to on fucking 3rd down when they didn't have the time to.
I don't.
Do you remember that?
Yeah, I do.
They cost themselves a timeout.
Yeah.
I mean, not that. I mean.
But again, that's a good point. At the end of the game, when you can't run the ball, they decide to run the ball, and now you got to burn a timeout. Now you're down to 2. Now basically you have to get the onside kick, which is absolute suicide.
Whereas if you didn't get the onside kick and you had 3 timeouts,
at least you're
still alive.
Yeah, in fact, you can kick it deep,
right?
pin him on it and then get 3 stops and get the ball back with maybe decent field position. But nope, you decide to run it. And by the way, they could have just kicked the field goal and saved time. They need 10 points anyway.
That's true.
Kick the field goal and save time, and then kick it deep, pin them deep, and then you have maybe if you stop them, you probably get the ball back with over a minute. Over a minute.
No, it was a minute.
When they scored, it was like a minute and 20 seconds.
It was a minute when he ran it.
No,
that's why they had to.
The onside kick when they got the kick was a minute and 15 seconds left.
Oh, really?
Yeah, on the onside after he recovered it. It was a minute and 20 when they scored the touchdown. If they had kicked the field goal, they could have saved probably more time there, as opposed to trying to pound it. Why the fuck are you running the ball down there?
No sense.
Like,
it's like, you know what it reminded me of? At the end of the first half in the Giants-Bills game when Tyrod Taylor called a run play in 10 seconds.
Yes. Very good point, yes.
No. Don't fucking do that.
Don't do that.
What are you doing?
It's a no-brainer. You don't do it.
Right.
Like, and
I wonder if that was a check to a run or if that was another call by Campbell. Ben Johnson's his OC. Hard to question that guy because he's been doing great all year. But
if you take 3 pass attempts and get nothing, you kick the field goal. No harm, no foul. And the clock stops on every incomplete pass.
Yeah, you're right.
So worst case scenario, you get 3, but you still have 3 timeouts.
Yeah.
So you can still pin them deep. Like, yeah, this was mismanaged on a massive level.
Yeah.
And so,
you
to me,
still pin them deep. Hopefully, they run the ball. You load the box and you stop them 3 times.
People are blasting him about the 4th and 3 and it would have been a 48-yard field goal. I'm like, that's small potatoes compared to the other 2 things. The failure or the belief that they had to stop running the ball when they couldn't stop it, and you're up 17 points for no reason. They had to stop the run. Why would you stop running? Okay, and then when you're not supposed to run, then you run. It's just like, it's just backwards. That, by the way, is a perfect example of one pooping in one's shorts. Because that is literally the textbook definition of pooping in your shorts. Like, because you did
that.
What
has Campbell said about that?
They didn't ask him about that. They asked him about the 4th and 3 when he could have kicked the field goal. I'm like, that's not the question you should be asking him. The question you should ask him is, why did you run the ball 8 times in the second half when you were blasting them with it and they couldn't stop it?
How many did they do in the first half?
22 carries for $147. They were lighting them up. They were beating them up.
So
they were beating them outside, inside. It was like that scene from when Rudy goes, we're outside, inside, we're up them, down them, around them.
So
that's
they
what they were doing.
their run plays by 2/3.
With a 17-point lead.
That just makes no sense.
That's called...
I mean, most teams go too conservative up 17.
The fumble... I think the fumble was when they really panicked.
When was that?
It was in the 3rd quarter.
Were they up by 10?
They were still up 10, I think. San Fran got the ball first. They go right down and score. Okay.
No, didn't San Fran score a field goal first? Wasn't it 24-10 at some point?
Maybe. I don't know. But they had scored once on their first possession.
Yeah.
Okay. The point is, that's okay. You get the ball. You got a double 2-score lead at least. So run the ball. Go back to what you were doing. Make them stop it. Yeah. Make them put 7 in the box and try and guard Amon-Ra St. Brown, all the fucking weapons you got.
No way.
Make them do it.
And Williams was fucking getting behind that defense too.
They couldn't cover them in any way, shape, or form. Yeah. So, but they weren't stopping the run. So why change it? Make them put 7 in the box and then play action pass and kill them. Yeah. That's all you had to do. I don't get it. Again, this is that's what this is.
That's called pooping the bed.
Yep. It was literally
sheets covered in feces.
So now we're looking at a Super Bowl that now this is like me not voting because I'm looking at 2 candidates and I hate them both. Like, I'm not going in and picking the lesser of 2 evils.
I like the Chiefs.
I hate the fucking Chiefs.
I know.
I fucking hate them. And I swear to God, if I see one more fucking Taylor Swift. Oh, by the way, this is for you.
Oh, God. Don't look. Why do
Sunday afternoon? No, ask Becky this. This is literally my daughter comes running down the stairs for no apparent reason. Dad, have you got the Chiefs game on? I'm thinking, what? Did something happen? Did they come back?
Taylor Swift's on there.
He goes, no, Taylor Swift on the field, Dad. I looked at Becky. I'm like, aha! It's just like, oh, great. Now we get to watch Taylor hold the trophy, Tom. How many tackles did Taylor have
More
today?
Viewers.
What was Taylor? Viewers. How many rushing yards did Taylor have on Sunday?
More viewers.
Oh, I know what it was. She had at least 11 catches. That's what it was, right?
So this pissed you off, I guess.
One more. Like, I don't hate Taylor Swift, but I'm starting to hate Taylor Swift. Because all I'm seeing every time they fucking play is Taylor Swift. I'm sick and tired of seeing Taylor. Oh, now I got to hear 2 weeks about what box is Taylor going to have? Who's going to be sitting in the box with Taylor? Do you think Taylor's going to be? Do you think Travis will propose if they win the Super Bowl? I'm going to listen to this shit for 2 fucking weeks now.
Oh my God.
Oh my God is right, and he thinks I'm wrong. But you watch, you fucking watch.
I don't give a shit.
Oh, it's awful.
It's Super Bowl hype.
It might. No, let's hype up the game. By the way, on paper, this is a great game. This is a great game on paper. You've got 2 very talented offenses. And by the way, they played in the Super Bowl like 3-4 years ago. It came down. If Jimmy G made 1 throw, they were up 10 in the fourth quarter, and then Jimmy G choked. Okay, so this is a rematch of that. The same coaches,
teams.
Very different teams.
Very different.
Very different teams. And I'm interested to see because to me, I don't care what the spread is. To me, the Chiefs are winning until somebody proves they can stand across the field and not poop themselves.
Exactly.
In fact, if we're going to lay a bet on this, who's going to be the first one to poop themselves? Is it going to be Kyle Shanahan? Is it going to be Brock Purdy? Is it going to be who is going to be the one who soils their shorts first?
I can see Bosa pooping himself.
That should be a bet in Vegas.
I could see Bosa pooping himself.
Definitely pooping.
Going after Pat, missing.
Yeah. Yep, Niners secondary trying to cover the ageless Travis Kelce. Just double team him, you dickheads. Nobody seems to want to do this.
I will say though, Rice is a tough receiver.
He's gotten better. I agree with you there.
He's not like some blazing number one, but he's good.
He's consistent.
He's really good.
He's consistent. Yeah. He has big play capability, and he seems to catch the ball every time you throw it.
Yeah.
So
strong.
No, I think he's solid. He is. He's bordering on good. He's close to good.
I think he's good. He's bordering.
He didn't have a 1,000-yard season. To be good, you got to have a 1,000-yard season. He doesn't have one yet. Okay. But he's young. He's young.
That's fair.
He's young. I'm saying he's solid.
But did he have 900 yards?
No, he had 800 yards. Travis Kelce was the leader at 859 and 5 touchdowns. That
whole offense was down.
Yeah. Which begs the question, how the fuck are they here? And don't say Patrick Mahomes, because they didn't score a fucking point in the second half. This is the other thing. All fucking morning, Travis Mahomes, what the greatest game manager. These are the same assholes who were holding this against Tom Brady a decade ago. Well, all he is a game manager. He can't do this. Now you're lauding Patrick Mahomes for it? What a bunch of fucking hypocrites you are. What a bunch of fucking hypocrites you are. How can you sit there and say it was streaming? It was the same analyst who were like, well, Tom's really just more of a game manager. He doesn't have the explosive capability. Now you're lauding Patrick Mahomes. Well, he doesn't have the weapons. Well, Tom didn't have the fucking weapons either, you donkeys. But I swear to God, the hypocrisy on that bug, and thank God, Molly Karam, I love you. I love you. I already loved you, but now I really. Molly Karam is looking at these dickheads going, because they had the question, who would you take for one game? Patrick Mahomes or Tom Brady? And of course, all the brothers said the brother, okay? And even Stephen A. Smith. And Molly Karam is looking at them going, wait a minute.
All the brothers.
Wait a minute. Let me get this straight. The guy with 7 rings, who's been in that so-called one game 10 times and has won it 7, is not the guy you take over the guy who's been in it 3 times and he's lost 2, and one of them is to the guy that has 7? And they're all going, well, Patrick does this.
I think there's white people that would pick that too.
Stupid.
Because I was having the conversation. All right. This is actually a good.
Wait a minute, you telling me you take Patrick Mahomes for Tom Brady?
No.
Yeah, you have a brain. Because you have a brain.
But it's not because Tom Brady's white.
No, I'm not saying you. No, you have a brain. You're looking at the facts.
But I'm saying
these clowns don't want to.
I know a white guy who is, whatever. He's a white guy. But we were having a text conversation about the fact that he thought Andy Reid and Patrick Mahomes were the best coach quarterback duo of all time.
Oh,
okay. No, don't worry. I defended your honor.
It's not me. It's common sense.
This is a white man. This is not like like me. I'm a hip hop loving. So a lot of times I will pick like a black athlete over a white athlete.
He blames himself for the civil rights.
I love black culture. I'm not afraid to admit I love
black culture.
I know.
But I don't hate white culture.
I know. Sometimes I do.
Yes, you do.
This is the type of guy that's, to me, is closer to you than me in that aspect. And he was saying this stuff, and I go, dude, Belichick and Brady got to 9.
And won 6. And they went through the duel you're talking about.
I know, but I don't care if they lost all 9. You get to 9 Super Bowls. Just that alone.
In 18 years. That means they went every other year. They went every other year for 18 years.
So, this was the best. And I really respect this guy's opinion. I do. And I still do. But he said Belichick was a defensive genius. And he gave more credit to Belichick. It was like your worst nightmare. And then I was like, don't worry. I had the talking points. I said benching Malcolm Butler in the Super Bowl.
Well, they've been drilled into your head. You probably had them at the ready.
You've coached me.
Oh.
And so I dropped all that stuff. I said, dude.
Dropped all the facts.
I was like, there was a point in time where I felt similar to you. I was like, but...
these are all facts.
After talking
the following I'm telling you is all true.
After talking to my friend for the past 3 years, I've changed my opinion.
And looking it up on Google and verifying everything he fucking said, it's all facts.
Dude, can I go get some more water?
Of course you can.
I mean, it's delicious. Do you need a refill?
Yes, I do. But the bottom line is, while he's getting the water, Molly Karam was looking at these guys going, are you freaking serious? And she wanted to drop an F-bomb, but she realized she was on camera. She's going, Tom Brady has 7 championships. This guy has 2. So how do you, and he beat him. Look, at 43 years old, got a brand new team in a COVID year, and he beat him with a new coach and knew everything, and he was past his prime, and he beat him. And 2 years before that, he went into his house and beat him there, too. He actually went on his own field and beat him in the AFC Championship game. So if you're saying one game, you can't take Patrick Mahomes over Tom Brady when they've already played that one game, and Brady beat him twice with 2 different teams at 40 and 43 when he was past his prime. If Tom Brady can beat Patrick Mahomes when Tom Brady is past his prime, what can Tom Brady do to Patrick Mahomes when Tom Brady is in his prime? I mean, that's just the simple, and it's got nothing to do with, and their argument was, well, Patrick Mahomes can make all the throws that Tom Brady can make, but he can also make throws that Tom Brady can't make. And I'm glad Tom is coming back, because I want to say it again, because I want to see Tom's face when I say it. Okay? Because I'm hoping the rest of America
I'm not responsible for anything you said while I was gone.
No, well, but here's the thing.
God damn, my hands are freezing.
The argument for the Mahomes over Brady in one game was, well, the reason is this. Because he can make every throw Tom Brady can make, and he can make throws that Tom Brady can't make. He can do things, and this is what I'm talking about, the black man voting for the black man because he's more athletic, therefore he must be better. Well, if that's true, then how come when they went head-to-head, Brady beat him twice? Because he can make all the throws that Tom Brady makes, and all the throws that Tom Brady can't? Is that why he lost to him twice?
Tell me a throw Tom Brady can't make.
Well, sitting on his ass, backpedaling, and then throwing it through.
And Mahomes never makes that a successful throw either.
It's not about talent. Tom Brady is maybe...
Tom Brady's very talented.
But of all the quarterbacks, if you look at the realm of quarterbacks he's in, he is by far the least talented of all of them.
Physically.
Yeah. And I'm not talking about arm strength. He's got the arm. But in terms of mobility and all that, he doesn't have that. Which makes his greatness even greater.
Makes him even better.
This is why I always kill people about Larry Bird.
More one-dimensional.
He outplays them. Well, this is my Larry Bird argument all over again. If you can't outrun somebody, and you can't outjump somebody, and you can't outquick somebody, you have but one option, ladies and gentlemen. You have to simply outplay them. That's your only option, okay? And when you can do that at the level that Bird and Tom Brady did, you're an all-time great. It makes your greatness. It accentuates your greatness. Lamar Jackson is more talented than Patrick Mahomes physically. I think we both would agree with that.
No doubt.
What happened yesterday on his field? He pooped himself.
He's not as good as him.
He's not as good as him.
Flat out.
He's flat out not as good. He's a better athlete. He's not as good a player.
He's not as good a player.
It's the same thing with Brady and Mahomes. In fact, Mahomes learned from Brady.
This guy just got popped.
Which begs the question, if he's learning from him, how can you say he's better than him? It wasn't the other way around.
Yeah.
So Shannon Sharp,
why does there have to be the comparison?
They asked the question.
I know.
I didn't.
I just like
their answer was just ridiculous.
Because to me, they're both amazing.
I'll tell you why. Because they're trying to push the narrative and get the next goat out there to get the ratings up. Well, here's the next goat. You got to watch this guy. He's better than everybody's ever done it. You said that about Aaron Rodgers, and then Brady went into his house and beat him, and you had to concede. This guy's he's beaten Brady. Brady's beaten him twice, and he's past his prime, and he beat him. And as I said when you were in there, I'll say it again. If he could beat him at 40 and 43, what could he have done to him when he's 30 and 34?
Yeah.
Because that's the question that needs to be asked. And honestly, and the thing is, I think Patrick Mahomes is the best quarterback of this group. And honestly, if Joe Burrow's not healthy, he's the only one that stood up to him now that Brady's gone.
Yeah. And he couldn't finish the deal.
No, he couldn't. Okay? But he at least stood up to him. Okay? He didn't, well, I should say this. He didn't panic with him on the other sideline.
Right. Burrow's not really like that.
Yeah. So now we're going to find out over the next week, how good is Brock Purdy really? Because this is the test.
This is the poop.
Can you just play your game and forget who's on the other sideline and not?
Because you're not playing against him anyway.
You're not playing against him anyway. Yes. You want to know why Eli Manning played so well against the Patriots? Because he knew he wasn't playing against Tom Brady. Exactly. Okay, he was playing against their defense, and Coughlin, who's a good coach, like, you're not playing Tom. You're playing against that defense.
And Eli is the classic no poop yourself.
Yep.
It almost looks like he doesn't even give a fuck about what's going on.
He's just give a fuck.
Oh, it's the fourth quarter? Yep. Okay, well, we're still going to do the same thing.
And I'll tell you right now, I think Eli Manning is underrated. I think he is.
The problem is, in moments where the pressure is not as high, it's almost like he's dead.
I didn't say he wasn't mistake prone.
Yeah. No, I know. I'm saying I was just commenting on that.
To make those 2 throws that he made, you can't do that if you're like that.
That's talent.
So that's talent, and it's focus, and it's concentration, and it's all those things that these other quarterbacks like Josh Allen, who had to just make one throw when he had it, and he couldn't do it because I got to beat him with my arm and not just do the right thing. It's amazing how often this keeps happening. But we keep now and just Patrick Mahomes' stock just keeps going up and up and up and up. And I'm like, these guys are pooping themselves. Okay, so
but Mahomes is also the smartest one of the bunch.
Other than Joe Burrow, yeah. Burrow's the other one to me. And now again, I want to see. My thing is this. What I am curious about is how does Brock Purdy handle this? Because I got news for you. If Brock Purdy just plays his game, the Niners on paper are the better team.
He kind of feels like Eli Manning personality.
He kind of reminds me of him.
He's just kind of like,
Yeah. He doesn't look like he panics. I mean, he may panic, but he never looks like he doesn't look like it. And I got news for you. For them to come back down 17 when Detroit was doing what they did. Detroit fucked up too, but he had to be. The second half, he was 13 for 16 for 174 and a touchdown. That's what we call laser focus where I'm from. That's the Tom Brady laser focus. That's what that was. Yeah. So when he had to have it, he had it. And not many quarterbacks ever have it.
Yeah.
Okay? So it's going to be interesting to see.
He had a nice little escape on that.
He's more mobile than people realized.
Guy tried to jump up.
Yep.
Same thing they did.
Same thing Lamar did. He ducked
did you
under.
See Lamar did the sunshine move on somebody.
Yeah, he did.
The guy went head over heels.
Yeah, he sunshined him. Yeah,
I was like, holy shit. Yeah. Let him through.
Yeah, let him through. It's too bad they couldn't run the ball like that. But
Brock seems to be to go through what he went through last year.
Yeah.
Come in as a rookie, get to the playoffs,
get to the conference championship, gets hurt in the first series.
Yeah.
He goes 4 for 4 and then gets knocked out.
Yeah. And then to come back and now he's got his team to the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
And I love what Trent Williams said. He was like, because it must get annoying as teammates in the NFL because they're like, Trent, what do you think about Brock Purdy not getting his due and his accolades? Do you hope that now people start giving him recognition? He's like, I mean, yeah, but who cares?
Who cares?
He's like,
get the ring.
It's words, He's like, the actions is what got us here. Yeah. His actions got us to this point.
Yeah.
Who cares what somebody else says?
Yeah.
And it's like, exactly.
Brock Purdy didn't crap himself where Josh Allen and Lamar Jackson did.
Yeah.
And that's a fact. And they both had the game, and they had every opportunity to win these games. And all they had to do was just take what the defense gave them and do the simple and don't overthink it. And they couldn't do it. Two guys. Think about the two guys I just mentioned: Josh Allen and Lamar Jackson. And you saw their mental capacity right there, literally. And that's why I like. This is why they're living proof. Talent doesn't matter, because those two are as talented physically as any quarterbacks I've ever seen. Okay, but up here, nope, not even close. So, which leads me to a new segment. We're going to have Donkey of the Week.
A new segment.
We're going to have the Donkey this week.
Mr. Flowers.
This week, well, it's more than one. Some weeks it might be one.
Dude,
some weeks there could
Charlemagne does Donkey of the Day already.
Well, we do. This is Donkey of the Week.
Donkey of the Week.
This is the Donkey of the Week. Who's Charlemagne?
Breakfast Club. It's a radio show.
I never heard. Okay. Am I stealing
more aligns with black culture.
Oh, that's why.
That's why I know about it. You don't.
No, I don't look for a black culture thing, radio thing. I love what I'm access to.
Well, no, dude. Breakfast Club is. It's big. It's not just black culture, but Charlemagne is black. DJ Envy is black.
Okay. So they have Donkey of the Day.
I think
Daily Donkey?
He might do Donkey of the Week. And he'll call somebody at he'll call out Kanye as Donkey of the Week. But then a lot of times then he'll have people to his show and be like, yeah, you called me Donkey of the Week 2 years ago or some shit. It's a good show. It's a good show.
You called me Donkey of the Week 2 years Well, I think America will agree with this list. Okay. So we're going to go. I've got 4 of them.
You got 4 donkeys.
Yeah, I got 4. We're going to start.
Can I guess them?
We're going to start with the AFC. The donkey is the coach who I actually like, Campbell, but
that's the NFC.
NFC, I meant Campbell, but he's the donkey. He's donkey number 4. Okay, donkey number 4 because he stopped running the ball when he shouldn't have stopped running the ball, and then when he shouldn't have run the ball, he ran the ball. Okay, I'm not even going to get into the going for and fourth down. That's what he does, and they were completing that.
Did he do that twice?
What?
Because they said they turned it over on downs twice in the second half.
They did, yeah.
What was the first one? I only saw the 4th and 3 where they could have kicked the long field goal.
Well, there was one where they could have kicked a shorter field goal. They were in field goal range on both of them.
How close were they on that one?
The second one was 47 yards, so it wasn't a chip shot. The first one was like around 30, 35.
Oh, man.
Yeah. So he did.
So I don't get that.
This twice.
I don't get that because at the end of the first half, when they could have punched it in for 7, and kicked the field goal.
Yeah, and while that was going on, he stopped running the football after they had gashed them for 147 yards in one half. That's a good number for a game. They did it in one half. And
maybe he thought, okay, well, our rushing numbers are good for this game.
I don't know what he was thinking, but that's donkey status.
One thing I will agree, I heard Lebitard say this, is that if he had attempted the field goal and they missed the field goal, everybody would say,
well, you're damned if you do.
You got here by going for it on 4th. Yeah. What are you doing? Yeah. But
thinking.
I actually
black is not always black and white is not always white.
So here's the thing:
there are shades of gray.
I like the fact that he kicked the field goal at the end of the first half.
Yeah, we thought it was a smart move.
But that was different than him. Then when he could have taken the points and just padded the lead or just gotten something on the board.
Points is points.
I mean, what did they even score in the second half? Not until the end, right?
Not until the end. They got the touchdown.
They got that cheap score at the touchdown. 1 minute left or whatever.
Well, it wouldn't have been cheap if the dickhead had saved his timeouts.
Well, I mean,
donkey.
San Fran still just would have ran and got a first down.
Donkey number 4. Okay, donkey number 3. Jim Harbaugh. Talk about getting undressed.
Michigan coach Jim Harbaugh.
I mean John. His brother.
San Diego.
John.
I mean,
you know who I meant. The guy who was playing this weekend. John, Jim, jack off, whatever.
So John is Ravens. Jim is L.A. Chargers.
Both donkeys.
And Jack is their old dad.
And they're all donkeys, with all 3.
At least we don't have to hear him say that stupid ass.
Talk about
who's got it better than us?
Talk about
nobody.
Talk about overthinking it. This guy did it before the game started. This guy pooped himself before kickoff.
Did he?
16 rushes for 81 yards in the whole game when you average 32 and $156. And KC had just got blasted for 185 yards the week before. What did KC do in 6 days to fix that? Nothing. They can't change personnel. And you're a better rushing team than Buffalo. And yet, in the second half, 6 carries for 23 yards in the second half. What the fuck are you doing, Harbaugh? Oh, I know what you're doing. You're golfing now because you're a fucking donkey. Donkey number 3. Okay, donkey number 2, Lamar Jackson. Lamar, you and Dak Prescott are starting to look a lot alike. You really are. You got to be kidding me. You look like a fucking Ferrari in the regular season. You look like a fucking Yugo in the postseason. It's unfucking real. Okay, and honestly, you got no one to blame but yourself because all you had to do was play your game. But you wanted to try and beat Patrick Mahomes at his game. And Rex Ryan said one thing this morning on Get Up that was right. He goes, why were the Ravens acting like Tom Brady was their quarterback and going back on 82% of the snaps for passes? He ain't Tom Brady. Tom Brady can do that and beat this guy. This guy can't. But this guy can run the ball like the whole team and run them over and send them home. He can do that. But nope. Didn't even question it. I'm gonna beat you from the pocket. That's exactly what Spagnuolo wanted you to do, and you played right into his hands.
How many rush yards did Lamar have?
I don't know. They only had 81 as a team. He probably had half of them. The backs in the second half were 6 for 23.
Look at this guy's hairline.
So I know. By the way, Texas has come back. Texas we got a Donnie.
I know.
Yeah.
This guy's hairline is up his head.
Lamar's donkey number 2. Go sit in the shower for 6 months and get over yourself because you got 2 MVPs and nothing to show for it. Donkey number 1. Flowers. And he had a hell of a rookie season.
Great year.
And wow, talk about. Oh my God! Talk about not understanding the moment, or the moment being too big for you, or act. I should say, playing with emotion and not with poise and understanding things, thinking. Okay, the taunting one was bad enough. Putting your hands on a guy when in a game. By the way, you're losing. You're losing. Okay,
Haven't done anything.
You haven't done anything since the first quarter. You're down 10 points, and you think now is a good time to taunt? How stupid are you? Okay, and then. You felt compelled to one-up yourself. So now you get a pass. All you got to do is go down. It's 1st and goal on the 1, and the best rushing attack in the NFL with Lamar Jackson as his quarterback is on the 1-yard line. But no. That's not my scenario. If I don't get in there now, we lose. So hell or high water, I'm going to cross that goal line. I may not have the ball when I do it, but I digress. I'm going to cross the goal line. Well, congratulations, donkey of the week. You crossed the goal line, but you didn't have the ball. And now, you don't have another game. So those are my donkeys of the week. We're going to break for segment 2. Come back when Knicks had a big win tonight. Celtics shorthand had a big win tonight. And by the way, Joel Embiid has now missed playing in Denver 4 years in a row.
Spooky. Scary.
Coincidence?
I think he might be scared.
Or...
Is he scared of
I don't know. We're going to discuss that though in segment 2.
He's not scared of Jokic, is he?
I don't know. Let's discuss. Marijuana Monday. We'll see you in just a bit.
We'll see you in an hour.
See you in an hour now.